In about 2 minutes, all these people are going to see Jet for the first time.
I'm here at a sold-out screening of Jit over at the Eastwood in Los Angeles.
Directed by Ethan Gathman, known for his breakout hit Pookie and Peanut, and Jorge Rodriguez.
We're gonna talk to some people. I'm Craig. This is the Nitrate Report.
So can you please tell us how this movie came about, and also what is a JIT?
Okay, that's a really good question. So this movie came about because I'm best friends with Jorge Rodriguez, who, let's give it up for him. He couldn't be here tonight. He is my best friend from film school. So we just got to his house and we started thinking about what was immediately available to us in our lives. We had Alex, who was our friend, and my grandparents, who lived at a retirement trailer park community. And we just sort of reverse engineered the story from there.
You need to fucking relax. We're free now. They can't hear shit.
To answer your question, what is a JIT? It's central and southern Florida slang. It sort of started with, imagine you have like a little like nephew or a cousin and they're kicking your shins. You would usually call that kid like a JIT. And then that sort of evolved into a way to call someone like bro or dude.
Kinda cute for a fucking JIT.
Crazy ass JIT.
Yeah, man, I know him. Actually, a real ass JIT, man.
There's jits in these hood, man.
And there's a lot of Florida culture in this movie. Can you tell us about the story and the themes you wanted to explore? It's sort of like a stoner mystery, but also there's a lot of deep Florida culture in it.
We made it a really, really big priority with this movie to capture what we call old Florida. There's new Florida and there's old Florida. And this is a trend that you're kind of seeing all across the country and even the world right now, where you're seeing this mass cultural death that's happening, where specific states and regions are really losing their specific culture, their vernacular, what makes them unique. And as BlackRock is buying up all the property and building, cookie cutter condo units, and social media is erasing local dialects, we really wanted to capture like that old, kind of trashy, hot, gross, off-putting Florida. But there's something so human about that state.
Yo, boss, you know if these work?
You have a lot of cool locations in this movie that you were able to immortalize on screen. Do you know what's happened to a lot of those businesses since then?
I literally know one of those buildings was demolished. So that was why we felt such urgency to capture that kind of Florida on camera, because it's literally disappearing before our very eyes.
I promise it's gonna be okay. You're gonna get that job, and then eventually we'll save up enough money to move out of this expensive ass hellhole.
And this is a very low budget movie.
You can't tell? Yeah.
Well, what were some of the logistical challenges you faced? Because it doesn't look cheap. It looks like you guys, got a lot for what you had.
Well, thank you very much. Let's just say the logistics were a nightmare. Let's start with that. It was hot. We were filming this during a heat wave. We were filming this during a malaria outbreak. We had the cops pull up on us. We were extorted on this set. We were threatened on this set. We were kicked out of locations on this set. We had stray dogs run on this set. We had stuff go missing on this set. So yeah, I would say the big logistic problem of this movie was filming in Florida, period.
And you had a lot of creative cinematography choices and editing choices. You cut back and forth between the super professional footage as well as the camcorder. What was the intention behind that choice?
There's the difference between capturing the way something looks and capturing the way something feels. And I do think that we were able to capture a certain vibe of the area just because we were filming on analog and it was just so low quality. We had so much fun with that B-cam.
What genre would you classify this movie as?
Very, very, very long ago, this was a very poor attempt at making a horror movie. And then as we were filming, I think there was a moment halfway through where Jorge and I were like, fuck, what is this? Like, like how do you even classify this? And then we were like, let's just put a little pin in that. We'll get back to that later. And then fast forward like 2 years and we're uploading it to Film Freeway and we get to the little section that says genre and we were like, we should really figure that out. So we settled on stoner mystery. That's kind of what we're going with, but if you got feedback, let me know. It's an ongoing situation. This whole cast, these are Florida actors. We did not fly in any actors except for JIT 100K.
Hold on, y'all wanna hear me freestyle?
Otherwise, everyone is a Florida native in this film. The entire crew were either Florida natives or had lived a very long time in Florida. This was like a Florida production. I'm actually like the least Floridian out of everyone involved in this movie.
Well, you wouldn't know it watching the movie, and I think might have helped that you had a co-writer and co-director with you who couldn't be here. Could you tell us about that collaboration with him, and what is it like co-directing versus doing it on your own?
The way I like to think about it is co-directing will double the work if it's the wrong person. It'll cut the work in half if it's the right person. And I was just lucky that Jorge and I were just so linked in together on this whole project, and we knew that there was a greater there was a greater goal here, which is just make a movie. So we were able to make a lot of very rash decisions and story decisions, and I'll cut that, get rid of that, put that in. Let's switch those scenes. He was a dream to work with. That does not mean that your best buddy is always going to be the right person to collab with. You never know until you're there in the weeds with them. So don't think this is just the green light, but if it's the right person, it'll usually be a huge pleasure, and it was with Jorge.
Well, congratulations on the movie.
Thank you.
It's an awesome one.